Welcome back to Keep This Between Us, obviously. I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Ashley.
We're going to be talking about gentle parenting and our take on it and how we parent.
Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe your opinions on gentle parenting.
Yeah, let us know.
How was your week, Cassandra?
It was long as heck. Um, I was counting down the minutes until Friday hit and I get to go home.
And it felt like 5 years.
It really did.
Every day felt long. And I was like, am I ever going to see Friday? Is it ever going to be here? I don't know.
I don't know. And here we are on the weekend and we
it's
only
flying.
have like
And
five,
it's flying by.
5 hours left.
Yeah, cool. It's already almost Sunday night. Cool.
I
Great.
know.
Just got here. Oh
Whatever.
my gosh, whatever.
Thank
Yeah.
you for helping me out the other day with the delivery guy.
Okay, can we talk about how, let's just set the tone so everybody knows. You work from home on Thursdays, right? So anytime you're away from the office and I'm in the office and something needs to get done when you're at home, you call me. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I got
Yep.
you, whatever. And vice versa when I'm home on Wednesdays. So do you want to tell them about our treasure hunt we had to go on?
So I got a call from the delivery guy for the signs that I had to order, and I'm like, okay, great, yeah, I'm not there right now, but my coworker is coming down to pick it up. You're up front, right? He's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, what are you wearing? Oh, just a gray outfit for the with the delivery name on. I'm like, okay, great, I'll let her know.
Easy.
And he's like, I'll just stand outside. I'm like, okay, not a problem, thank you. I call you. I'm like, hey, he's there. She's like, okay. Or you're like, okay, and I'll be on my way. I'm like, yeah, he's just standing outside. He's in a gray outfit. You're like, all right, you go. And like,
Nobody's outside. And I mean, not a single person. Like, besides the valet, there was nobody outside.
that is so weird.
So I'm like,
where'd he go? So then you call me and you're like, he's not there. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, let me call him back. So I call him back. I'm like, hey, so my coworker's out there and she can't find you. Where are you? Oh, I'm inside. I'm standing next to the security guard.
so you're inside, is what you meant to say when we asked you if you were outside.
Yes.
So,
So I'm like, yeah, she's out there looking for you. And he's like, oh, is she wearing a black shirt? I'm like, yeah. I don't know.
right, you're not
Yeah.
there, so how would you know that? So
Yeah.
that's strike two. Strike number one was saying you were somewhere when you were actually the opposite. Strike number two is knowing that you specifically are not there to see what I'm wearing, and then he proceeds to ask you what I'm wearing. And then he walks out, and I'm standing in the place where we were supposed to be because I was standing by his delivery car. And I see that he's not in the car, so I'm like, you know, I don't think common sense is actually common at all because I'm like, he's
No.
like, hey, are you Ashley? And I'm like, yep, need those signs. Thank you.
Thank you.
We both were like, is this for real?
Yeah. I mean, you would think that he delivers a bunch of things every day, all day. He
More
would
than
know,
likely.
like, the right way to go with delivering things and being where he says he's going to be.
Right. And like, if I say, hey, I'm going to meet you by the front door, I'm going to stand exactly by the front door. So that, and I'm like, I'm not going to wander off because, especially where we work, there's a ton of foot traffic, a ton of people.
Mhm.
So if you say that you're here and I'm going to meet you here, please stay there.
Yes, please. Say where you're going to be at.
And then don't act confused when I can't find you. That was the other thing is he was like looking around as if I was the idiot for not knowing where he was.
Sorry.
Totally not your fault. I was like, this is textbook stupidity.
I appreciate you, though.
Absolutely. We got the
signs.
signs. They look great.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. But I was like, are you and I the problem? Or like, where was the miscommunication? Where was the confusion?
Yeah, I
So-
think the last time this happened, they were supposed to call me and let me know they're there to pick up, but instead they just dropped it off with the front desk.
Yeah. And you're like,
and I had to come down like, huh, thank you.
thank you. These came. I had no clue.
Yeah, I had no clue. Well, hopefully I don't have
Yeah,
to order
well,
for them again.
Anyways, we got them. They look great. Mission accomplished. Things are fine.
Yes.
Cassie and I are not the drama, just so you know.
No.
That
we
was
are
a
not.
them problem, not an us problem. That was on them. I just feel like a lot of those situations were like the common sense. I'm like, am I unpunked? There are
Oh,
cameras around. Like
I
with
miss that show.
parenting, do you feel like that happens to you a lot? Where sometimes like certain things happen and I'm like, this can't be real. And you have to like maintain your composure because like I'm the parent, but I'm like, this can't be real.
Absolutely. I feel that way every
A
day with
lot,
new
right?
things. Yeah,
It's all the
especially as
time.
Lennon is getting older and like learning different things from her friends and from social media and YouTube and all those things. I'm like, are you being for
Are you
real
being
right
for
now?
real?
Like, this isn't how I raised you.
This can't be like I feel like are you serious comes out of my mouth all the time. Because I'm like, you are you serious? You can't be. You cannot be.
Like, what?
Well, okay. Prime example, Kyra got in trouble at school for saying an F bomb on the playground, which like I get it. She didn't say it to anyone.
Yeah,
But like as a parent, I'm like, yeah, I have to like address that. So anyways, we're at work and her school calls when we're at work all the time.
all the time.
All the time. So her school calls and I'm like, "Oh, lovely. What will it be today?" And it's her principal and she has me on speaker and Kyra's in the principal's office. Yeah. She's like, "Oh, I have Kyra here. She was on the playground and she said an F bomb." And I was like, in my head, I wanted to be like, "Okay, why are you calling
Right.
me? Like,
And,
address that in the moment." Right. But I'm not trying to be one of those parents that's like trying to like teach my daughter to be like defiant to like authority. Right.
right.
So I'm trying to meet them in the middle because in my head, I'm like, it's not that serious. But to them, I'm like, okay, how can I, whatever. So I'm like, okay. And I know I'm on speaker because I can hear myself echoing. And they were like, I was like, okay. She's like, well, we have Kyra here. And I was like, Kyra, I was like, why'd you say that? Because I know that she knows that I'm irritated that they called me. So when I'm like, why did they call you? That's me being like, what the fuck are you doing?
She knows.
Yeah, she knows.
She knows your
So,
tones.
so I say, Kyra, why did you do that? I'm at work. And when I say I'm at work, that's when she knows, like, oh God. And this kid, I can't make this
What
up.
did she say?
She goes, Mom, are you going to spank my ass off? I want
In front of
in
everybody.
front of the principal on speakerphone with me. Forget the problem was cussing. So now she says, "Are you going to spank my ass off?" Part of me wanted to die laughing, but then the other part of me was like, "Why are you painting this picture like this?" So I just paused for a second and it was like the longest silence of my life and I was like, "No, but we'll talk about it tonight."
That's a great. And
But I
she
wanted she
knows.
knows. I wanted to say, "Are you fucking serious?" Cuz you can't be.
And then that's where the principal goes, "Oh, and that's where she gets it
And
from."
that's where she learned it. So that's why I like refrained, but I was in shock. I was like, I'm spanking her ass off when I get home
Like,
tonight.
and would you really? But yes, yes, I am.
Now I
I
am.
am.
Before I wasn't, now you are. It's
Yes.
definitely getting spanked off tonight. So, yes, that was one of those months where I was like, you can't be serious. But I could hear it in her voice. Like, she was like so stressed. So, that was fun. She indeed got her ass spanked off. Not all the way off, but she got it spanked that night. But it's like, I can't gentle parent. Like, I'm not like a mean parent, but like,
No.
I'm like, dude, why? You know?
And then Lennon's answer to that is, I don't know.
Oh, I
Oh, I
hate that.
hate
I
that.
don't
And
know.
the funny thing is, I used to be that way
Me
as a
too.
kid, and I knew it like infuriated
Infuriates.
my parents. Now, as a parent,
I'm
I'm
infuriated.
infuriated.
I don't know is the equivalent to telling me to fuck off. Like, I don't know. You know.
You know.
You know.
You just don't want to tell me.
You don't want to. You don't want to say the wrong thing to piss me off, but saying I don't know is in fact the wrong thing, and it's
Yep.
pissing me off.
Yes.
So the I don't knows gets me so irritated. But I do think that kids nowadays, well, not every kid, because some parents are, they're tough on their kids and they build that character with them. And I feel like you and I parent the same. I can't gentle parent. Like some kids, their parents are like, oh, honey. And I'm just like, Kyra! Exactly.
Get over
Yeah.
here. I know. Yes, I'm the same. And then like I have this really bad habit of when she is in trouble and I am mad, I speak to her like an adult.
Me too.
I'm like, get your ass over here.
Me too.
Sit down. Explain to me how we got here and why. What were
Yes,
you thinking?
explain to
Give
me
it
how
to
we
me in
got
an
here.
outline with
Give
sub
me a
content.
time frame from the whole entire. Yeah, and she's like,
Yeah.
and then I get more mad that they don't know how to answer in the context that I want them to. So then I'm twice as pissed, and Yeah.
Right, and it's like, "Oh, but you didn't have trouble when you got in trouble."
You didn't have trouble when you were. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely do the yelling. I definitely get in her face. I
Me
definitely use
too.
big,
Big words.
strong words that
Like
she's like,
over
"What does that
communication, and
mean?"
she's like, and that's when the I don't knows come in, and then now I'm heated. Now I'm like fuming through the roof
Yes.
because
And,
I'm like,
like,
you do know.
I
But
try
really they don't sometimes because I'm like speaking to them like an adult.
I know, and I try not to be a bully to her about it, but part of me wants to, so where I'm like, "You are not incompetent. What do you mean?" And she's like, "What
She's
does
like, what is
incompetent
competent?
mean?"
And then I'm
"Stupid!" And
even
she's
more
like,
mad.
"Called me stupid?" And I'm like, "Oh god."
I did call you stupid, but I didn't mean it. But now you're acting stupid and now I'm pissed because you're being fucking stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm not alone because I'm the
No.
same way. And I think it's because both our kids are around adults a lot.
They are.
Like at my house, it's just adults. Like
Yep.
it's me and my sister. And at her dad's, she has like more kids. But I think that's part of the problem is she's around adults so much when she's with me. I expect her to be like a little adult because I know
Yes.
she can. Like both of our kids are very mature for their age, as opposed to some kids their age, they kind of lack that like self awareness. Both of our daughters are very mature for their age, which I love. But then when they're not mature to that level, like I want them to be, I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I know. And we shouldn't
We
be because they're
shouldn't.
still kids at
They
the end
are
of the day,
kids.
but we hold this expectation for them as like, what are you
Get your
doing? You
shit
know better.
together. Yeah.
And like Lennon grew up practically an only child. She does have two older sisters, but they're massively older than
Yeah.
her. So it was just us. So she picked up a lot of me and Ben's habits and speech and
Yes.
routines that like I know you're
That
not gonna
you
call
know.
that it's not okay to call that little girl fat.
Yeah. Or
And
like saying, I don't know, when I asked you like a very specific question. Kyra, did you say the F word on the playground? I don't know. Yes, you do. It's a yes or no.
right,
Because now I'm pissed.
right.
Now I'm pissed. I have the hiccups. Now I'm pissed. It's like, I just,
I
I'm just
know.
glad you're the same way I am because sometimes I'm like I feel like with certain people, and granted a lot of like my friends and like my family are not gentle parents. Like we fully believe in being like, you know what I mean, like all my aunts and uncles, like they don't coddle. Love that because I wasn't coddled either. I know you weren't.
Nope.
And I feel like that's just a realistic way of getting your child ready for the real world.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you're doing them more of a disservice if you overly coddle them. There's a time and a place for that. Absolutely, she's my baby. I will baby her. But like there's certain life situations where like that's doing them more of a disservice if you're programming them to think that the whole world is soft and butterflies and rainbows and they're never wrong and everybody else that's
It's
just
not.
not a
It's
realistic.
not.
It's not. And I think some parents do that, and to each their own, of course, but it's really hard. Kyra had a situation at school where a kid who was severely gentle parented, which is great, like I said, to each their own, was physically putting my daughter and five others in a harmful situation, by throwing rocks
Oh no.
about the size of your hand
Oh
at them.
no.
Yeah, and like if Kyra would have done that, it would have been ass whooping century. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You
Yes.
don't put yourself in danger, and you certainly don't put other children in danger because then I have to answer to their parents, and so do you. And I would think vice versa. School's supposed to be like a safe place for kids to play and all of those things. And I remember being so upset, like, and that kid's parent was so like, my daughter's not in the wrong, and you guys are all in the wrong, and like that. Yeah, and I try really hard to hold my tongue, but I'm like, I hold my daughter to a certain standard, and I wish, and I'm not saying you have to parent the same way I do, but when your kid is in the wrong, you need to be very firm and address,
Yes.
especially at their age. They're not toddlers. They're mid grade school kids, and I think that there's a time and a place for that. In gentle parenting, there's not a time and a place for that all the time.
No, not at all. And
Yeah,
it's gonna allow them to continue to behave in that
and they
way. And they
do.
think like, oh well, I didn't get in trouble, so it's okay if I
And
keep
they
doing it.
do.
Everybody else did, haha.
And then that exactly, and then that entitlement is like a
Entitlement.
snowball. It snowballs so quickly, and then now we have an entitled teenager, and now we have an entitled adult,
Adult.
and an entitled adult, and now they're in the workplace, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it creates a huge issue really, really fast. And I think it's just really hard for me sometimes to hold my tongue because I'm not saying I'm a perfect parent, but I do like when Kyra's in the wrong, I have no problem being like, absolutely not. Do not act like that. Do not treat that person that way. And
Right.
correcting it because that's what's best for her as her development as a person.
Yeah.
Like, forget just a kid, as a person. I'm raising you to be a good person. Person who stands on your own boundaries, on your own morals, treats people right, but you stick up for yourself, but you stick up for those around you. If you I tell her all the time, if you see a kid being mistreated or bullied because they're different or they have, a handicap or something like that, you stick up for them.
Yeah.
You stick up for what is right. And sometimes you are not right. And I will let you know that. And I want other people to be able to coach her and teach her and let her know, like, I'm not right. I was wrong. And I just think, like how you and I parent, that's why we have such good kids. Like,
We
we're
do.
so blessed. We have such good kids. And I think it's really because we hold them accountable.
We do.
And I'm not scared for like myself to hold her accountable or other adults that I trust or, my family. Like, hold my kid accountable.
Hmm.
I don't want her to be that kid that's like, oh God, I don't want her over because she's disrespectful,
Yeah.
you know?
And I encourage like those around me, like my friends and my family, if Lennon's around them and they notice that she did something shitty, call her out.
Yeah,
Discipline her. I'm totally okay with
absolutely. I
that. Like
appreciate
I
that.
appreciate that
Hmm.
too, and I'm gonna back you up if it's a valid reason.
Absolutely.
And
And you don't have to go
she
above and
hates that.
beyond and
No.
be horrible. Like, and I think most people, especially if they're already a parent, like they know, like you can be assertive and direct and call her out, but you don't have to be mean. Like,
No.
I get my point across with Kyra all the time without being mean and because there's a fine line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, gentle parenting is on one far end of the spectrum, and then like abusive bully parenting is, you know what I mean? Like, there's a
Oh
happy
yeah.
medium.
There is a happy medium where I think is gentle parenting. Is that more of an emotional conversation thing?
I don't know. It might be. I think a lot of it too, though, is gentle parenting comes from people who were probably gentle parented. And that's just like a cycle of normalcy that was created,
Or they were
or vice
yeah, or they
versa.
were in an abusive
And their parents were
upbringing.
overly hard on them.
Yes, so
Yeah,
then they
that's
use
true.
that as, "Well, no, I'm not gonna do that to my child."
Yeah, I don't want to put
Which makes
them, which
sense.
absolutely that makes sense. But I do think like you're you're the most responsible person for this kid in their life. It is your responsibility to mold them into a decent person. And I think a lot of behavior that kids, teenagers display, a lot of it is to be blamed on parenting.
Yes.
Not all of it, because we're all our own person, and they get to their own age where they're going to make their own choices. But I do think parenting plays such an enormous part of molding children into who they like. Their childhood molds them for who they are 9 times out of 10. Not always, but 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lennon's only 8, but, like, I still expect her to clean the table after dinner, help me with
Absolutely.
the dishes, put her clothes away, put them in the wash, clean up her bathroom after she's done, make her bed, and then go ahead and be a kid.
And be a kid, yeah.
Right.
But you're teaching her those not morals, but those just understandings of life. And those are
Yeah.
such important things to teach. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm the same way. And I know some people like will wait on their kids hand and foot, and that's fine. It's your household. But I do think teaching them that responsibility in small increments that's age appropriate is so important because I'm the same way. Pick up your shoes,
Yeah.
put your laundry away, like things that are age appropriate and accessible. Absolutely, she should know because, again, that's not serving her well if we blink and they're 15 and they don't know how to do a load of laundry.
Exactly.
They don't know how to clean up after themselves or do those basic things.
And then I hate to say this, but then they end up being adults who depend on others.
Absolutely. That creates that dependency
Yeah.
because they don't have that normalcy. Doing things on their own and having the ability to take care of themselves, feed themselves, clean up after themselves or whatever. When they don't know how to do that and you look around and realize that kids your age do,
Yeah.
that creates that dependency of like now I'm almost embarrassed that I don't know, so I'm going to lean on people more to do it for me. And that's
Yeah.
what I try really hard to teach Kyra is like teaching her things so that she has the confidence to know she knows how to do them. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially as a little girl, like it's important to teach them how to be able to do stuff on their own and be confident in themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then like I remind Lennon like she's not really a liar, but she can kind of twist the truth
All
a little
kids are
bit.
like that.
All
Little
kids are like
fibbers.
that. And I constantly remind her, I'm like, girl, you can't walk into your big girl job and just lie to your
and just
boss.
and just lie.
If they ask you, like, did you turn in that report? And you're like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm done. And then they find out you
You did it.
didn't, you're in trouble. So,
Mhm.
like, take that. Like, everything I'm teaching you now is going to apply when you are an adult and you're on your own out there. I'm not going to be there. I
Absolutely.
want you to leave and move out
And be
and be
successful.
successful. Yeah, and
Yeah.
do your thing. So, by
That's such a
me
good point.
telling you all that is not to be mean, is not to be a bully, is
No.
not to be hard on you, but it's to help you because also just being a woman is rough enough
Mhm.
that I want her to have those life skills, and sometimes it
Absolutely.
may look ugly the way I say it and the
Yeah.
way I
It
act and
might come
treat her.
across as harsh or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's such a good point. Because I try to. Kyra doesn't lie either, but I think a lot of times she like fumbles on the truth a little bit because she's nervous what I'm gonna say. And I tell her, I'm like, if I ask you something, I 100% already know the answer. So you're not in trouble by answering honestly because mommy already knows the answer. Mommy already knows what happened.
We do.
What I care about most is that you're adult and oh, not adult. You're mature enough to own up to it. If I ask you something, I already know. So you telling me, yeah, mom, I did that isn't news to me. I already know. So, and I teach her the same thing. I'm like, just be honest, like honesty will get you out of so many more things and set you free. Because if you lie, that lie keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, even if it started out super small.
Yeah.
And that's such a good thing, especially in school. Like, again, holding them accountable. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm okay with you being wrong. So let's correct it. But it starts with you being truthful. It starts with you being able to be self aware enough to be like, I'm wrong. And
Yeah.
that goes back to parenting. Absolutely. If you are always making everybody else wrong and your child is always the victim and is always right, they don't learn those accountability skills. And that's so important as an
No.
adult. Like, you have to have accountability, especially, like, perfect example in the workplace. I mess up all the time, but you can't,
Same.
like, you know what I mean? And shout out to our boss. I'm sure you could ask her. Our accountability has to be on point. We're
Oh,
not
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very huge on that.
She's huge and she always highlights like the good things that we do
Yep.
because we are honest people, because we are trustworthy people, because we're accountable.
Yeah.
And that's such an important thing to instill in them at a small age.
Yeah, and if you're the parent that doesn't allow them to be accountable, then what's that going to teach them? Where they're
Absolutely.
going, "Oh no, it's okay. I understand. You were
You're
having a
always
rough
right.
day. I let me take care of you. It's
They're
fine. Go
wrong.
ahead and
You
play
did
your video
nothing wrong.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did nothing wrong."
Mhm.
What is that going to teach
It
them?
doesn't teach them. And like I said, it serves them poorly as they get older
Yeah.
and cuz life only gets rougher and tougher and harder on you as time goes on. Responsibility gets bigger and your accountability is almost like you have to have it. You will not succeed in life as an adult if you struggle with accountability skills.
Yeah.
And I just think it's important for kids to know. And I'm the first to be like, "Girl, you are dead wrong." And you better fix that and you better apologize and you know what I mean? And I'm the first to do that too. I know some parents like don't apologize to their kids, which I find that really weird. I'm the first to be like, I was wrong and I'm sorry and I love you.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have yelled at you. Or I was wrong to fly off the handle. I just had a bad day. Or whatever that looks like. Like, mommy's wrong too, girl. I'm human too. I had a bad day too. And, you are not the problem and I'm not too adult to show her that. And that's how those lessons sink in.
Yeah.
It's parenting, man, I'm telling you.
I
It's
know.
all about parenting.
Like, I could do that where I just get really angry and I'm in her face and I'm yelling and I'm like, "You are
Pissed.
better than this. Knock it
Mhm.
off," as she's looking at me in fear. But then I also do love those moments of, "Hey, you know what? Let's sit down. Let's have a heart to heart. How are
Yeah.
you feeling?" And
Yeah,
then
what's
have,
going
let me
on?
check on your emotions.
Yeah,
Like, break it down to
that's
me.
important.
Yeah. But
That's
yet I'm also still very like stern and I try to paint the picture of how you're feeling, what you're doing, how you're talking to your friends, how you're acting in school has a huge effect of your past, present, and future.
absolutely.
And I need you to be hyper aware of that and
Mhm.
everything
Mhm.
all the time.
Yeah.
and she
Absolutely.
gets it. But again, that's me talking to her like an
Like an
adult.
adult.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I
I
think
don't know
it's
if it
good for her to
helps.
have that exposure of great communication, to have that exposure of maturity, to have that, because you got to think, us as women and them as girls, they are studying how to be a good person from us, how to be a
Yes.
woman, how to be a wife, how to be a mother. They're learning how to do their hair, how to dress appropriate, like all the things. Like
You're so right with that.
they are learning how to be a human from
Mhm.
us. Yes, they get it, from their dads and other people in their lives, but primarily we're the focal point.
We
So
are.
when you are mature enough, yes, I had a blowout and a freak out, but then I'm mature enough to come back to you and tell you I was wrong and have that open dialogue. That is so important for little girls to see from their moms. It's so important because we are their entire role model in life, period. And it can go one of two ways. And I take that so seriously, and I know you do too. Like, what my kid thinks of me is the only thing I care about in this world, period.
That was deep.
It's the truth. Like, I can always get a new job, I can always get new friends, I can always build new relationships with whoever, whenever, if I had to. My child's opinion of me and the light that she sees me in is the most important thing, period.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I absolutely am wrong. I acted shitty, poorly, not cute. Do not copy me. But I'm not too big to say that.
Yeah.
So when the time comes for her to be held accountable because she was or whatever, she knows it's my turn to do the same because my mom does that. My mom's not too mature, or too cool, or too whatever. She knows when she's wrong and she says it, so I'm going to do the same.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing to teach kids for sure.
I
Again,
love that. I struggle with something different because I have high anxiety. I have a
I
lot of
know.
fear. And it sucks because Lennon sees that sometimes. I remember I had a full on panic attack one day, and I'm looking at her and she's looking at me and she just puts her hand on me and says, "It's okay."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Fuck.
That's okay.
I'm not supposed to be in this. She's not supposed to see this side of me because then what am I teaching her? She's the one consoling me, and which it should be the other way around." So like I try to be vulnerable and raw with her, but then also put my big girl panties on and never show her that side of me because I don't want her to think that like,
You're breakable.
yes.
I get that. But also in the same breath, you're teaching her how to how to console people. You're teaching her, it's
Oh,
the truth. You're teaching her
it's
how to
true.
be soft for people in their moment of vulnerability. And yes, it sucks because you're her mom and you want to always paint yourself in this perfect light all the time. And I get that. But her knowing that you feel comfortable enough to show your true self to her is also teaching her a lesson. So she can be a good friend. So she can be a good mom. So because we're human, and I tell Kyra that all the time, when I'm like frazzled and I'm like red, like the wind can blow, and I'm like, that's it. I tell her all the time, I'm like, I'm human, babe. I'm sorry. She's like, I get it, mom. I love you. But that's teaching her to know she's human too. And you know what? Like, just like I'm her safe place, just like your linens, she's also my safe place. I can be myself around my child. I'm 100% authentically who I am to her and vice versa. So when I have those moments, and because Kyra's consoled me so many times,
Aw.
she is my safe place as well. But I'm also teaching her it's okay. You don't always have to be strong. So when
Yeah.
she's an adult and she has a moment in that aha moment of like, I remember when my mom used to feel that way or whatever, it's teaching her that you don't have to always be made out of stone. It's okay to be that way sometimes. I'm raising you to be a strong girl and I want you to always stand on your
Yeah.
own 2 feet. But you're human, girl. It's okay.
I know. And they know like we love them to the ends
Absolutely.
of the earth, but that tough love sometimes
Is needed.
is needed,
Sorry.
and that helps them develop a thick skin.
Absolutely.
And to take the criticism, to take if someone's upset at you, I don't want her to coward like I do,
Yeah.
to sink in and be like, "Okay, I'm so sorry, you're right." I want her to own it and be like, "You
Yeah.
know what? Yes, you're right. Thank you for that feedback. Let
Thank
me
you
do
for that
better."
feedback. Yep. And I will be better.
Yes, and that is what I try to do for every time we have these talks. I say, "Be
Yes.
better, do better,
You can do better.
make
You
good
are better.
choices." I say that to her every time I drop her off.
Me
I'm like,
too.
"I love you. Make
Make
good
good
choices."
choices. Me too. Or I tell Kyra, I love you. Have a great day. Make me very proud today.
I love
She's like,
that.
okay, mom. But you want to know how I know that, like, because I know you and I are kind of rough on them. Sometimes that tough love tends to show itself more often. But you
Yeah.
want to know how we're doing it, how I know we're doing it right? Because I
How?
get compliments on Kyra all the time from her coaches, from her teachers. from other parents, you know, they're like, she's such a good girl. She's so pretty. She's so sweet. So it's like, I know I'm doing a good job. So,
Mhm.
and I tell her that, like, every time someone compliments her when she's not around, I always tell her, you know what so and so said about you? You know what so and so pointed out about you? And because she's a good kid. She's a good kid. And I know she's a good kid. Do I have to get on her? Absolutely. And I'll never stop. It's my job to.
Yeah.
And when she's an adult and she's well rounded and she's got her shit together and she's a strong, independent person and does well for herself and stands on her own too, that's why.
Yes.
Did it for you. What kind of mom would I be if I didn't?
I
Sometimes,
love that. You're
sometimes
such a
I'm
good
tough,
mom.
but so are you. Sometimes I'm tough, but I'm like, girl, you gonna thank me one day. Maybe not
Yes.
today, but you will.
Remember me.
Yeah, it's the truth. So I love
Yeah,
being a parent. It's so fun.
I do
It's
too.
the hardest job I've ever had, but it's the most rewarding, and I love it. And I know you feel the same way.
I know,
So
I'm learning something new every single
me
day.
too. Been at it for 8 years, and I still learn new stuff about myself, about her. It's literally the gift that keeps on giving. It's the hardest job I've ever worked, but it pays the highest. That's how I feel. Don't you think?
Ooh,
Hardest job I've ever had, but
yes.
girl, the paychecks are worth it because it's the most fun. I love her guts. I want to spank her all the time, but I love her
I know. I do too. I threatened to do it.
guts.
I'm
Me too.
like,
I'm like, get out of here.
"Go."
Get out of my face.
And she's just screaming and crying like I'm about to kill her or something. I'm like, girl, no.
And then
No.
I'm like, come cuddle me.
Yes, I know. I'm like, come here. And she's like, no.
I'm
No.
mad at you. I'm
I'm
like,
mad at
oh,
I'm
so
like,
you're mad at me? And then
mm-hmm.
I'm like, whatever, fine. And she's
And then
like, okay, I love you. I want to hold you. I'm like, come here
I know, and then I start
then.
walking away. I'm like, fine. Yeah, I'll just go cuddle with daddy. And she's like,
No,
no.
I love you. Yeah. Girls are funny like that too. I love being a girl mom. And I know you do too. I love having a girl. They're so fun.
I wanted a boy so
Did
bad.
you?
Yeah, I was so sad when I found out it was a
Oh
girl.
my
I
gosh,
was
I was so
depressed for like 3
happy.
days,
Really?
but I
But it's
wouldn't
so
change it
fun.
for anything. Like I can't imagine my
Can
life.
you imagine
No.
not having a mini you? Like, I love that because we love all the same things. And it's just so much more fun because it's like I get to experience like girl life all the time.
Yeah.
Like every holiday, I'm like, all the pink stuff. I
Ugh.
can't wait to buy her and make her Valentine's basket. Like, it's just, I love the girl activities. It's so much fun.
But because there are many us, that's what the
Ugh,
problem is.
that's the
Lennon has
whole
my
problem.
attitude. Lennon
That's
has
the
my
entire
attention to
problem.
detail. She walks like me. She talks like me.
She
She
does.
dresses like
She's a
me.
mini you
And
for
I'm just
sure.
like, uh-oh.
And I know other girl moms can totally relate, and maybe even like some boy moms too, because I have a girlfriend. She has 3 sons. All 3 of her sons are mini her. Like it's insane. Like their dad's genetics didn't even try. Like they are spitting images of her, and it's like it's so crazy to see yourself in child form, whether it be boy or a girl. But it's like you sometimes like certain things Kyra will do, and I'm like, girl, you are just like me. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy to see yourself in a child form, or when people like your daughter looks just like you, spitting image of you to a T.
It's
So it's
weird.
weird. It is weird. I mean, she looks like her dad too, but she really looks like you. And so it's weird when people are like, "Oh, she looks just like you." And like I don't see it, but it's like she is just like me. She's a mini me, and I love that until she has an attitude. Then I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" She's like, "You're literally what's wrong with me." And I'm like, "I'm not." She's like, "I'm just like you." And I'm like, "I don't want to hear it." Or like when grandma chimes in and they're like, "That's your payback. That's what you get." And I'm like, "I shut up. I don't want to hear
My mom says that to me
it." Me
too. She's
too.
like, just you wait. It's gonna get worse. Wait
She's
until
like,
she's a teenager and you're gonna see what
you're gonna
you
see
put
what
me
you put
through.
me through.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I'd be like, bring it.
Yeah. Try me.
I'm so
I'm the
ready for the
OG
teen.
at it.
Yes,
Try me.
I am so ready for
Uh-huh.
the teenage years. And Benjamin laughs at me, but he's like, uh-huh. And I'm like, no, no, no,
No,
no,
no, no.
because I know
My
how the
time to
game is
shine.
played and I could play better.
Promise you.
Yes.
Promise. Nothing that you think you're going to do and get away with have I not. And I promise you cannot outsmart me. It's
Oh,
never going to happen.
no, not at all. That's why it's gonna be fun.
It's never going to happen.
But I'm
I would
also
love
hoping
to
we're
see it.
just gonna be best
Me
friends at
too.
that point too.
Me too. And everybody's like, oh, 13 years old's going to be the worst, like 13 and on. And I'm like, I'm hopeful that it's not. Like, I hope it's not that and we can maintain this amazing friendship that we have. Because I'm a cool mom. I'm really not like a strict mom, but I'm a cool mom. But also, like, don't fuck with me.
Right. And that's where our tough love and our lessons right now will play a huge part when
Absolutely.
they are in their teenagers and they have those little voices of their little friends saying, come sneak out with me,
Yeah,
come
come
do
do
this,
bad
come to the
shit.
mall. Yeah,
Hmm.
steal this. And then they'll hear us in their head like, oh, no, no,
And,
no.
like, I love my mom so much and respect her so much, and I know that would disappoint her. I'm not going to do that dumb shit.
Right?
You go do that.
Yeah, I tell her walk away from them.
Yeah, if you don't care about disappointing your mom, like that's why I try so hard to keep that friendship as well as like parenting with her because I don't want her to feel like disappointing me feels good. You know what I mean? And I want her to be like, "Girl, my mom's going to think that's so lame. I'm not doing that." Like my mom would be so upset with me and I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want to hurt her heart. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that. Cuz that's the ultimate goal is for her to make me proud because of the things I've taught her.
absolutely.
And thus far I feel like we're doing a good job.
But don't get me wrong, if
But
she's a teenager and she does
yeah,
something bad, I'm still gonna beat her
I'm
ass.
still on that. Yeah. Don't try me, girlfriend. You cannot outsmart me. I promise you can't. I know you think you can. And your little friends probably can outsmart their moms or whatever that looks like, but girl, this is not that.
The gentle parenting
The
moms.
gentle parenting moms can probably be outsmarted pretty simple, but I'm not that. So write it down, Kyra. It's a good time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
thank you for being an amazing
absolutely.
mom,
Thank you
and
too.
thank you for teaching me some things
Of
too.
course. It's fun to be friends with moms who parent like you.
Yeah,
It's so nice to have like a village of people who just get it and parent the same, think the same, and their kids are great. Like your daughter's like they get along so well. Like your
they do.
daughter's such a good kid and it's like that's a reflection of my friend. My friend is a good mom and I love when my people or my village see things the same.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much easier. It's so nice to have good solid parents around molding your kids. Such an underrated flex, literally. So good.
Ooh,
Yeah,
underrated
it
flex. I
is.
like that.
Being a good parent is such a good flex, and having a good kid is just, it's so rewarding.
Hmm.
So, thank you for you. Thank you for your daughter. Love you
Thank you for
guys.
your daughter. Okay, well,
Okay.
keep it between us.
Obviously, I will, always.
Okay.